It's K8byp crawling out from underneath the motor vehicle and working on the HP 8660 86603A RF section that has a badly oxidized set of wafer switches. And attempting to clean one of these, attempting to take it apart, can result in serious damage immediately. One slip of a finger, screwdriver, pliers, and the thing's wrecked, and you'll be having to replace it with relays. This was the answer years ago to what we now have sub-miniature, high-speed, low-cost relays for. These switches, these are made of, I think, phenolic. They're a hard plastic. Inside this plate is this hub, and you see the D-shaped, the double D-flatted shaft with an indication of the direction on it. And these are stacked so closely together, there's no way to get a Q-tip in there with Brasso to deoxidize them. And they're so badly oxidized that the output of this unit just jumps around horribly. It's dangerous, these things, to take them off the mounting screws and to work with them, because this center hub can very easily be slid out of concentricity with the mounting studs. And when that happens, it's very easy to break one of these leaf tabs off, and you're what's called screwed. If you're lucky, you might be able to solder one back on, but I wouldn't count on it working. You'll see sometimes these will be out of position. Don't try to bend them back. They've been that way for 40 years. Leave them alone. Good chance of breaking them. They're spring bronze, I guess, and they're fragile. If you'll notice here, I've marked that wide tab with 2 ink marks. There's a wide tab sticking out here. There's an ink mark there to show the position. Once these are taken off, do not rotate the rest of the stack. And under here, I've drawn an ink line around the hub. You can see the dark black looking line right there to show concentricity when that thing is on center. So when you take this apart, I've taken this top one off. There was a common wire soldered down the sides here. Do not try to unsolder that. That's several hot heat cycles applied to these old materials. Good chance of damaging something. The first time to disassemble, cut them very carefully with side cutters instead of applying a whole bunch of heat to unsolder. Then they got to be resoldered back together. But that's a minimum of heat damage and distortion. Took the topmost plate off. That exposed this one. This one's been cleaned. It was almost black. There's the oxidation, possibly some old grease that came off of it. Just nasty. Under no circumstance ever try to put anything under those tabs. Allow the rotation after this is cleaned and back together. Let the rotation drag that stuff off. If necessary, clean the wide tracks again. But just the slightest bending up of one of those and it's finished. Never work again. Clean these with Brasso and Q-tips very gently. Hold them between 2 fingers. Don't pinch them tight. Leave the Q-tip so it's free to move in your fingertips. Hold it very loosely. And rub back and forth a little bit of Brasso on the surface. Very gently. Don't let it snag on these little teeth in here. But just back and forth like that. Of course, this one's already clean, but I'm showing you the motion. Attempt to do that with this thing still engaged with these screws because they'll center it. If you absolutely have to, rotate these only a small amount and be very sure it stays on center, because if it goes off center, it'll snag these tabs and break them right off. And you're up Poops Creek. Now, in some of these, there's a switch track on top and bottom. This one happens to be on the top only. I've already snipped the wire here, so I can lift this off. It looks like there is just one wire holding this one. I'll lift that up carefully. Okay, this is not working. I can't hold the phone and do that. So I'll lift that up. There's a track under the second wafer. There's tracks top and bottom on the bottom wafer, so this one has to come off to reach that one. Then this can be lifted up to reach the one underneath. Don't try to take the bottom one off. You're just asking for trouble. All you need is enough clearance to reach in. It also helps to take the Q-tip and flatten it with a pair of needle nose pliers to be able to reach in and work with it. Now with the common wire cut over here, this didn't want to come off. That's because there was a nylon wire tie that had been put around this bundle of wires here, and it was resisting coming off. There are 2 wires on this wafer, so I very carefully cut that nylon tie off without cutting the wires, and lift straight up on this. Don't tilt it. Don't let it come off sideways, because it comes off anyway, but straight up, it's going to throw this center disc out of alignment. And that is extremely bad, because it can be difficult to get them back in. There's the underside of the second one, and you can see the nasty, nasty stuff. Just a little brasso, very, very gently. We'll take that off. Being very careful not to snag those cotton fibers. And that's closer to what it should look like when it's clean. Now, when I go to finish doing this, I'll stop this recording, put the phone away, and I'll hold very gently. I'll hold across this outer plate and this hub so it can't move or rotate, and then I'll clean it. What I've found is that it's bad to try to clean these shafts off and to spray cleaner in here, because these things tend to drag afterwards. I don't know if there's left over some old lubrication in them, but that, in my experience, that does bad things to these switches, makes them drag. So I don't do that. If you want to put some lubrication on this assembly, don't overspray the whole thing with whatever. Get some of this 401B MG chemical control cleaner. This is special cleaner and lubricant for potentiometers. And hold it over the trash can. Don't spray it towards the workbench, because it'll make a mess on the bench. But just wet a Q-tip with it and just very carefully dab some on those tracks. That's as far as you need to go with putting any chemicals on these, because the last thing you want is for chemical exposure to start softening this old plastic. That's not repairable. And for a little bonus topic, here's one of the precision sealed military potentiometers from the front of this RF generator plug-in head. See the terminals for the pot. Cut the fixed resistor, cut the wire away so there's no soldering heat to take it apart. And the extremely tedious job of taking this pot that's been sealed with some kind of plastic stuff and prying those 4 ears up without losing a finger. And down inside is the traces. Really hard to see down in there, those dark features. And what rides on that is that little triangle dot with the 3 points on it. And that fits in that triangular shaped thing there, and that line you can see is 2 little fine spring wires that go across there. That triangular bit fits down inside that triangular opening against those 2 pieces of spring wire. They're just straight wire, and that's what makes the force of the wiper. And then this has to be using the knob upside down to hold it. The bushing needs to be taken apart and cleaned. But this will give you a new definition of what tedious is. And these can be replaced for 40 to 50 bucks a piece, but I've got too many of them to warrant that, and they're not that terribly hard to redo. But that's universal for potentiometers. Find those ears, bend them up extremely carefully, And I found that you get a max of 3 times of bending those things before they break. They can be resoldered. I've done that successfully. So that's standard for potentiometers, but this is about the smallest, most tedious that there is. And real easy to lose parts out of here.